So I'm going to share with you guys a really simple and easy routine that you can do when you're in a moment of emotional pain or when your mind is just attacking you. And when I say just attacking you, I mean those moments where you're constantly crying. You literally feel like your mind is being mean to you, telling you you're not good enough, you don't look good enough, you're behind in your career. Whatever the attacks may be, whatever you're looking at in the 3D and that you're coming into agreement with, if your circumstances are too real in those moments, like either you're getting cheated on, you lost your job, you're facing an eviction, whatever it is. The number one thing that a person needs to do when they're facing anything like that is when you have to regulate your nervous system. And two, you have to sit long enough so that you can create a solution to your problem and see things in a better light. The number one thing I would tell anybody to do before I even tell you like this full-blown routine is first you got to get some rest. Y'all know in the Bible where the one dude, I don't know what character it is, I got to go look in it, but he was, crying. He wanted to no longer be here, and God was just like, yo, just go take a nap under the tree. Go take a nap under the tree and then come back and holler at me. You need to make sure that you're rested. Whenever I'm tired, any problem that I'm facing, I can only see the negative in it. I probably think it's bigger, 10 times bigger than what it really is, because I genuinely I don't have the mental capacity to see a solution for this. I cannot sit here and plan how I'm gonna get out of this or how I'm gonna transmute this if I'm too tired. So that's rule number one. But two, what I'm gonna have people do, or you do if you're listening to this, and I started doing this, I wanna say I started doing this maybe a year ago, and it never occurred to me that this was really a huge factor in something that I should do when I'm doing the rest of this. But go ahead and wash your hair. My hair looks crazy right now. I'm at the gym. I'm about to go home and shower and wash it, whatever. But you're gonna go into the shower and you're gonna wash your hair. You're gonna leave your phone out of the bathroom. You're just gonna close the door, and what you're gonna do is just literally just close your eyes. Close your eyes and imagine all the negativity in your mind just like washing out. The head carries a lot of energy. And one thing I know about thought transmutation is you can literally take on other people's thoughts, their beliefs, like their negativity through mind, through mental transmutation. Like thoughts travel. Your thoughts are not your own. So you have to be very, 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 very careful about the things that you're thinking about. But start with the physical aspect of just washing your hair. You actually putting yourself in a position to do something physical about the mental turmoil that you're doing, instead of it just being all spiritual or just mind work. Do something physical. Let yourself wash your hair. Like as you're scratching your scalp, see all the negativity just falling off and going down the drain. I like to imagine like it just being completely like dirty energy just coming out, and then all I see is clear water. Of course I can't see myself on the outside, but I close my eyes and I just imagine any negativity, anything, and then I do a prayer. I pray that all of this is sent back to the abyss, and that my mind is encamped and surrounded by angels, and I am protected. Another thing that you're going to do. So this is what I do, and I've been again, these two things I've been doing for the past year. Now, journaling is something I've done for years now. However, this particular journaling prompt actually helps me. Two, you're going to sit down, and before you do this, before you do the shower, before you do the journaling, I like to clean up my space. It's something about just cleaning up my room, because usually when I'm in a moment where my mind is attacking me, or I have a lot of emotional energy that is just negative and I'm crying and I'm just in that mental space. Like, if you know what I'm talking about when I say you're in that mental space where you're just not feeling good, it just feels like shit, and you're being mentally attacked. When you start to understand that you're being mentally attacked, I promise you, when these times visit you, you're not going to stay there for long. So another thing I do is I clean up my entire room. I dust everything. When I say I dust everything, I move all my products and everything from every surface. I dust, and if it needs wiped down, I wipe it down. My laundry gets washed, and usually during this time, it's really hard for me to even get to that part, because if I'm in a mental state like that, I don't even want to deal with my outside environment. Most of the time I need to clean up, I need to do all that, but I'm in this dark cloud. I'm under this dark cloud. So for you to do this, you're going to have to push yourself to do this, but I promise you, do it. If not even the whole house, just your room. Do the whole room. Fix your sheets up, put your sheets down. What you're going to journal, you're going to have a whole notebook for this. Whenever I'm feeling triggered, whenever I have a particular situation that is, I feel like, is predominantly causing this, whether it's me or others or just a circumstance I have no control over, I write down that trigger. I put trigger, and then I write down what it is. Then I write down the emotion or what I think that emotion is trying to teach me. One thing I know about negative emotions is they're caused by negative thoughts, but usually when you're having those negative emotions, it's trying to trigger something and tell you you're out of alignment. So I try to write and identify what that is. Then what I start doing is how is this helping me? How can I change this? I do a whole journal prompt. Now, that might not be how you guys want to do it. Take this and tweak it however you want. But me, I have to write down the trigger, the emotion, and what it's trying to teach me, and what can I benefit from this? How can I alchemize it? That's what I'll do. Then next, I'll close my eyes, and again, this is just my way of doing this. When I'm in and I mean, again, this is when you're in those, under that dark cloud. You know what I mean when I say you're under that dark cloud. Most people understand this. It's like, I'm talking, you're in this for like a week or two. Don't ever let it get past a week. First of all, do not allow yourself to stay in a state like that for more than a week. I say more than 2-3 days, but I'm human, and I know that sometimes I let it get to like a week and a half before I'm like, no, I got to get up, and I have to physically do something, and I have to sit here and I have to pray. So next, what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes. What I do, I'm just going to give you a small snippet. I'm not going to go into detail. You create your own. I always imagine myself really little, and my problems, whatever they are, whether it's car, money, people, job, whatever it is, I imagine that problem on top of a pedestal that's way... My phone was about to die. But I imagine a pedestal that's way bigger than me. And I imagine all of my problems on top of that pedestal. And then I just imagine myself growing. Another thing that I do is I put my hand on my chest, because if I'm in emotional pain, this is the area that I usually feel it in, and it hurts. And I just hold my chest, and I just breathe in and I breathe out. And while I'm thinking, I'm in my head, and I'm imagining myself getting bigger and bigger, and like way, way bigger than the pedestal that I have. I grab that pedestal like a candle, like a little candlestick, and I blow on my problems. Before I blow it, I look at each problem, each thing, whether it's my bank account at that moment, whether it's a person at that moment, whether it's whatever at that moment. I look at it and I say, you are not bigger than the program. You are not bigger than me. This is my life, and I blow it off. When I do that, I'll just stay there with my eyes closed, and then I'll breathe in until I feel that emotion move out. When that emotion finally dissipates and I have time to sit with it, then usually I open up my eyes, and 10 times out of 10, every time I've done this, and it's hard look at the steps that I'm telling you guys. I'm talking about cleaning up my room. I'm talking about showering and washing my hair, especially if I'm in a position where my hair was already done and I have to wet it again. Washing my hair, I usually put Bantu knots, and then I'll go ahead and do the rest of this. And then after that, journaling, and then meditating, and then literally just getting out of that. It shifts my entire dynamic, my emotional state. Then right after that, I usually always see a burst of energy where I do my hair, I blow dry it, I get it cute, whatever. I do my makeup, I get an outfit out, and I promise you, I usually find one affirmation that I'm constantly saying over and over, so that anytime that negative thought or whatever's got me down, as soon as that pops up, I flip it. But as soon as I do that, I feel way better. I can start walking in my power again. I'm more confident. I'm not looking like a bum anymore. I have the energy to do the things that I need to do. But I promise you, when you put a physical action to it, when you're physically trying to cleanse your mind, you physically wash that hair, and then you sit there and you dump out with your words on paper what's going on, and then you visualize it. You sit there and you hold on, whatever it is, you face it in that moment, and you curse it out, do whatever you need to it, and then you let it go. You're doing this all like physically, symbolically, mentally. You're putting all this stuff together, and I promise you will see a shift in your energy, in your mindset. But do not allow yourself to stay in a dark place like that for no more than a week. Those are entities, those are demons, and those are those thoughts that are trying to infiltrate this vessel and make you come into agreement with whatever lies you're feeding yourself. Your emotional state is showing you you're out of alignment.